What's up, people? It's the Country CEO back again with another video about getting started in the dump truck business. If you like these videos that I've been putting out for you, please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when these videos drop. Make a comment, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. Let us know you appreciate and this info has been valuable to you. Today's video is about how much money can you make in the dump truck business? This is always a popular question whenever someone knows or inquires about business. They want to know how much money can be made, to determine whether or not, if it's desirable enough for them, or to see if the bottom line is great enough, all of that good stuff, right? And so I want to answer those questions today to give you a kind of ballpark view of how much money you can make in the dump truck business, which ultimately determines what kind of living you can make, right? All right, so let's get started. Most of the time in dump truck business, particularly in our area, you get paid hourly, okay? There are by the load jobs, but particularly most of the time, most of us get paid hourly. In our particular area right now, our going rate is anywhere between 70 to about 90 bucks an hour. Sometimes some jobs you can go on and get a little more, might get 100. All right, but I like to give you a range because I know that it can vary depending on what part of the country you're in, that kind of thing. All right, but you can look for pretty much between $70 to $90 an hour for a tri-axle dump truck. Not a tandem, but a 3-axle big box 20-yard dump truck, pretty much $70 to $90 an hour. All right, and so here's what happens is pretty much in the certain time of the year when it's getting dark at 7, 8 o'clock, you're going to make 10, 11 hours a day. But let's just round it off at 10. Even now with the time about to change and it's getting dark at 5, still most of our contracts will work. They'll start at 6:30, work to 4:30. All right, so I'm going to base everything on 10 hours, right? And so if you're between $70 and $90 an hour, based on 10 hours, pretty much that amounts out to about $700 to $900 a day. $700 to $900 a day. That's what can be made. All right. And so now you're looking at daily, right? All right. And so if you translate that into weekly, the number then goes to what? 3,500 to 4,500 weekly. If you're trying to figure out the numbers, right? 3,500 to 4,500 weekly is the potential money that can be made in the dump truck business. All right. Well, let's move on up to monthly. All right. Monthly then, based on those numbers, those ballpark numbers, you can do anywhere between $14,000 to $18,000 in a month. Yeah. $14,000 to $18,000 in a month. All right. That's the potential that can be made. Well, you got the monthly, you got the weekly, you got the daily. Let's roll that on up to a yearly, because someone may want to know, what kind of money can I make in the dump truck business on a yearly basis? Well, if you do the numbers on that, that's $168,000, between $168,000 and $216,000 a year. Yeah, you heard that right. Between $168,000, $216,000 in a year. Yeah, that's 6 figures. That's well over 6 figures, right? All right. And we've been blessed to be doing that consistently over the past 20 years. Ever since I got started, 6 figures my first year, and we've been able to see 6 figures pretty much every year, right? And that's been in some down years that we've experienced. Economy wasn't so great, and waiting on money for infrastructure from the government, all that kind of stuff. And we've still been managed to do 6 figures. All right. So for that curious person who wants to know what kind of money can be made, that's the kind of money that can be made. Now, since you got that ballpark figure of 168 to 216, here's some things to take into consideration. All right. That there are several factors that will determine if you make that kind of money. And I dare not tell you you can make that kind of money without telling you the factors that need to happen on your part that you can control, along with some other things that need to happen for you to make that kind of money. All right. The first of all is determined, right, by the kind of truck you got, right? Do you have a stable truck, right? When I say stable, is your truck breaking down? Are you losing a day or two every week because your truck can't stay running? Well, that's going to affect your bottom line. right? You running tires that are recaps or tires that are not great in the summertime, and you blowing tires out left and right, and you losing money, 2 or 3 days a week, you make it on a half a day, right? So the stability of the truck is going to determine your bottom line, your weekly pay, monthly, yearly, that kind of thing, right? All right, so the stability of the truck will determine your pay, right? Next thing is the consistency of the driver. All right, if that's you, whether that's you or a driver, but the consistency of the driver, someone sitting in that seat on a consistent basis will affect your bottom line. All right, the figures I'm giving you are based upon 5 days a week. So if you're a person that is going 5 days a week, this is the kind of money that you can make. But if you're the kind of fella that won't want, or the kind of lady that don't work but 3 days a week and take Thursday and Friday off, or you've had a long weekend and don't want to come in on Monday, you'll start your week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Guess what just happened? You keep leaving $700 to $900 on the table every day like that. That's your fuel. That's your insurance note. That's your fuel bill, whatever, right? So consistency of the driver will determine whether or not you make this kind of money. All right? 5 days a week is what we said we based it on. But let me enlighten you that in dump truck business, making 5 days is not always Monday through Friday. There will be times that it may rain Monday and Tuesday, right? And so therefore, they may not start working till Wednesday, and they might jump up and say, well, look, we're going to work the weekend to make up for the missed Monday and Tuesday. Are you the kind of person that's going to say, okay, cool, I'm going to give up what I had to do to work the weekend, and I'm going to make this Saturday, Sunday to get these 5 days? All right. And so I'm telling you this money is based upon 5 days. And so when you have a week where you've made Monday through Friday, if you make a Saturday or Sunday, guess what? That's lagniappe. In case anybody don't understand that term, that's extra money. That's not considered in the budget. All right. Let me throw another thing at you. You may work Monday and Tuesday during the day, and then the company may say, well, look, we're going to be working nights the rest of the week because the work we got to do on the road and causes us to have to do it at night, not in the daytime because of the traffic. If they make that change, are you going to make that money at night, even though they shut down the day crew? All right. And so these are the kind of things that determine whether or not you make this 168 to 216. You got to be flexible. You got to be able to adjust to the different things that sometimes these construction companies do. All right. All right. Another thing that determines you make this kind of money is the steadiness of the work. The steadiness of the work, right? Everyone knows that in all trucking, not just dump trucking, but all trucking, there's ebbs and flows, right? You might blow and go for 4 or 5 weeks straight, and then you might have a slow week where you don't make but 2 or 3 days. You might blow and go 2 or 3 months straight, then you might have a bad week. It's going to happen. But long as the steadiness of the work is there and you don't have 3 and 4 bad weeks to where you're sitting at home and doing anything, then your bottom line is still going to fall between 168 and 216. All right? But if you're in an area that's not growing and not doing any construction and not doing any road work and nothing's going on, then, and the work is only hit and miss, then no, you won't make 168, 216. All right? And then the final thing that can determine whether or not, that can affect, rather, that you making this kind of money is weather patterns. All right? Sometimes the weather, we get into this El Nino and La Nina weather patterns, and you get a lot of rain. Here in South Louisiana, we get pop-up showers in the summertime a lot of times, right? But if it's good and hot, 90 and 100 degrees, it don't matter most of the time about these pop-up showers. But when we get to having hurricanes, like we've had 4 or 5 this year, then that can affect the work. We've missed some days because of that. All right? All right, so that all goes a part of it, though. And in one of my videos that I'm going to share with you, I'm going to tell you how to overcome even those kinds of things to still be successful. All right, but the weather patterns can affect your work. If you live up north where there's a lot of snow, well, it might be slow those 2 or 3 weeks you got that snow. You have to excuse me. I got hung up on snow and slow, but you feel me, right? And so these are the kind of things that can affect that bottom line. But this is the kind of money that can be made. I'll recap it for you. $70 to $90 an hour, $700 to $900 a day, $35 to $4,500 a week, $14,000 to $18,000 a month, $168,000 to $216,000 a year. That's with one truck. That is the money-making potential, right? All right, now, before I go, let me tell you this. This is gross, right? This is not taking out your fuel, your maintenance, your note, your insurance, and all these things. But I can tell you that even with those things subtracted, you'll still make six figures. If not, you'll be knocking on the door. All right? You'll be knocking on the door six figures. But you should make six figures. If you have a truck that hasn't been breaking down, all right, and you just deducting your fuel, you paying yourself a modest salary and not overwhelming the business with a huge salary for yourself, but being modest with your salary, you'll see six figures. You'll make your money and your business will still do six figures. Or put them together, you still will clear six figures. All right, so I hope this video has been helpful. Please, ma'am, please, sir, again, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment here if this video has been helpful to you. Stay tuned for our next video. Peace out.